morning, everyone. Welcome to day 27 of the Vegan Weight Watchers Challenge. So this is very exciting for me. I am making a Weight Watchers recipe that is 0 points. This is pretty cool. So there's not very many recipes that are 0 points when it's a recipe. There's lots of things that you can make that are 0 points, but you end up eating them like as a single food typically. Not necessarily in a recipe, quote unquote. So this looks fabulous. It's something that is super, super light, super easy to make. I would say this probably is more for a summertime recipe than a end of December recipe, but I'm going to make it anyway because it sounds like it would be really good. So this requires just opening a couple of cans and chopping a few things. Not anything super stressful, super high maintenance here going on at all. It is called black and white summer bean salad. And again, it says that there's 0 points here. I actually am taking out one ingredient and adding one ingredient, and then just skipping the salt because I just don't think that's necessary. But you could definitely add just a pinch of salt to this if you really felt like you wanted to. It would be fine, but I'm not going to do that. So basically you need to have a can of white beans and a can of black beans, which you could make your own. If you're not lazy like me, go for it. And I actually had a can of pinto beans open in the refrigerator, so I'm just using those in place of white beans, and I opened a can of black beans. So these have been rinsed, drained. They're actually empty. I rinsed and drained them in the sink, in an actual colander. I don't usually use a colander. I usually just mix water in the can. Anyways. And then the thing I'm adding it to this recipe is a can of sweet corn. So that I've also drained. There's no salt in that one, so I didn't rinse it or anything. But anyways, so I've got that in a bowl, and that's the beginning of our salad. And doesn't that just look yummy already? And I haven't even hardly put anything in there. So it does say you have 2 cans of beans, and then you want to dice up a large tomato and put it in your salad. So we've been having like vegetable trays and that kind of stuff for the last couple days. So my mom had bought a container of organic grape tomatoes, and they're just cute little tomatoes. I'm just assuming she brought 3 of these or so because we actually had one left over still. So I took like 12 of them and chopped them. I'm not sure that that's enough, but that's what my little pile of tomato looks like. That might not be, I might end up chopping a few more. I'm not actually sure. I'm gonna put it in the salad, and then I'm going to tell whether or not that's enough. It does call for a small onion chopped. That sounds like a lot of onion to me. I'm not sure that I wanted to do that. I was really, really tempted, to be honest with you, to just shake in dehydrated onion flakes from the closet. And then I was like, okay, I won't be lazy. I'll chop up a part of an onion. But I only chopped up a small amount of one onion. I did not chop up, well, A, I don't have small onions to begin with, but B, I just can't imagine chopping up that much of an onion. So this is what my onion looked like when it was whole. And so you could tell that I've chopped up probably about 1/3 of it. Maybe about 1/3 of it. I'm not sure. Anyways, I wasn't about to put like that amount of onion in there. I think that would be way too much. So then the other thing you're supposed to put in there is 1 rib of celery diced. That's what I'm leaving out. I don't really want to have raw celery in the salad. I just don't think that goes. You're also supposed to have fresh parsley. You're supposed to have 3 tablespoons of fresh parsley. I don't have any fresh parsley, but I do have dried parsley flakes. And because this is going to be a somewhat wet salad, I'm not worried about it being dehydrated. I'm actually probably going to use like 1 tablespoon because I think it's 3 to 1 when it's fresh to dried. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Anyway, then you're supposed to use 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. That is the main part of the ingredient. What makes it wet is it calls for white wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons, but it says or red wine vinegar. I don't have white wine vinegar, but I do have red. So I'm going to put the red wine vinegar on there. I am going to use the 2 tablespoons, even though that does seem like probably a lot. There's a decent amount of food here. So I'm going to make the salad, and this would be totally fine just to eat all on its own. Absolutely perfect. This is what I'm taking with me to eat today. Like, this is going to be big enough for me to take 2 bowls of it. So I'm taking 2 different containers of the same salad. However, I am going to take some chips with me. So these lentil chips right here. So it's not a huge bag. It's a 4-ounce bag. So 1 ounce, so 1/4 of this bag actually is 4 points. So I measured it out. It actually comes out to be a decent amount of little chippies. They're very light, very, very, very light. But I could divide that in half and have 2 points and 2 points with my meals. So that's perfectly wonderful. The reason that I'm going so light on points for this morning is because my husband and my daughter are making sushi for supper, which is extremely heavy. So I am going to ask them to make mine. I'm only having 1 roll, first of all, and I'm going to ask them to make mine very, very, very precise. Meaning, I want exactly 1 cup of rice in it, and I want exactly 2 tablespoons of guacamole in it, because might as well just use the guacamole that I bought for the veggie trays, because we've got some left, rather than chopping up an avocado. Blending it really is what I usually do. I don't usually chop it, I blend it. But anyways, and then tofu, rather than I like it with my boys when we make their vegan sushi, the bulgogi. I really, really like that in sushi, but I'm just gonna have them put tofu in it because that would be no points. So that right there, between just the avocado and the rice, is 8 points. So having lunch and breakfast that are only a total of 4 points is really advantageous on a day that you want to eat something that's pretty heavy. So anyways, that's it for me for now. If I get up to doing anything else this morning before I leave, I'll let you know, but it's already 4:20. I've been fighting with my computer this morning, so I need to get my stuff ready to go, finish making the salad. I'll mix it together here real quick and I'll try it for you. I'll be back in just a second to do that. I'm sure it's gonna be wonderful. I'm sure it's gonna be delicious. So let me go mix the ingredients together and I will be right back. All right guys, so look at that beautiful salad. Isn't it pretty? So I expect this to taste wonderful. I did only use about half of a tablespoon to 3/4 of a tablespoon of the dried parsley, because when I went to sprinkle in, I had measured it out a whole tablespoon, went to sprinkle it in, it looked like an awful lot of parsley. So just to let you know about that. So here we go. That's a really nice combination of flavors. So the vinegar, I did put in 2 tablespoons of it. It is not overpowering. Sometimes you put vinegar in something and it's really, really overpowering. This is not. It goes very well with the corn and the beans. My onion is a little strong. Get a sweet onion. But yeah, this is delicious. I'm totally going to be able to eat this twice today and be quite happy doing so I can save my points for tonight. So anyway, guys, I need to put this in a container to go so I don't eat it all before I leave. But I'll talk to you again later. Well, hello everyone. So I have left work and I am on my way home. I just wanted to say that the salad was really good. So that was very, very good. One of my technicians tried it and she said that the only thing that she thought would make it any better would be to eat it with lime chips. So I said, you know what, a little bit of lime juice would have given it a really nice zip. That probably would have been very good. So if you want to think about doing something like that, maybe putting just a little, like actually taking a lime with you and then spritzing it on your food when you go to eat it, or putting a little lime juice in it would probably be okay too, either way. But yeah, it was pretty darn delicious. I was very pleased with that. So that's it for me. I am going to go home and have a sushi roll. My daughter made one for me when she really wanted to have sushi, so my husband was like, all right, well, you're gonna help me make it then, right? So I did get my sushi roll order in to be made as I requested, so that means there should be 8 points in it total. I did this morning buy some soy creamer so that I could have tea, because I thought it would be okay with the amount of points that I would have. But I got to work and I opened it and it was like super chunky. So I was like, ooh, I don't think it's supposed to look like that. It smelled fine. I wasn't interested in tasting it to see if it tasted fine though. I thought that might be a little scary. So anyways, I had 4 points in my chips and I had no points in the bean salad, and I'm going to go home and have 8 points in my sushi roll. So pretty good, not bad for a day. I don't know what I'm making for food tomorrow, but I'm sure that I will come up with something tomorrow. I hope. Otherwise I'll be hungry. So anyway, that's it for me for today, guys. I hope you had a fabulous day and I will talk to you again in the morning.